All right, I am showing we are live on Maine Deer Hunters. We are here tonight with Maine Deer Hunters founder Bob Humphrey, Maine Deer Hunters staff member Lindsay Noonan, Maine Deer Hunters members Tim Winslow and Lorelei Winslow. We have a very special announcement that we are going to roll out. And with that, I'm going to let Bob take it away.
All right, I'll be brief. We're waiting for Dave Trahan to join us from the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine, but they have been very successful with their lifetime license program. They've given out over 275 lifetime licenses to children in the state of Maine. And we thought we were going to launch our own campaign. So the Maine Deer Hunters is going to start our own lifetime license program. And it's for a very special cause, and it's going to be dedicated to a very special person. And I'm not going to say much more than that. I'm going to let the rest of the folks take it from there.
Well, while we're waiting for David to come on and talk about the special program that Sam does with their youth time license program, I'd like to have Lindsay Noonan speak a little bit about who this fund is for and in her honor. So, Lindsay, with that.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you tuned in for our 12 Days of Christmas, but this all pretty much started when I did a Tumblr giveaway, and Tanya Morgan came on and put up a picture of her daughter that had shot her unicorn. She shot a single antlered spike horn buck. I think it was this past year. But Tanya had discussed in the post how that was her one and only deer because she tragically passed away in a car accident in February. Tanya ended up winning the contest. I sent her out a cup that we specially made for her. And Dan, Bob, and I, as well as Sam, have had some conversations about what we can do to commemorate her memory. And so, do you want to roll out the fund, or Dan?
Well, in partnership with the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine, they have a youth lifetime license program. And I reached out to Becky, the office manager at SAM, and proposed the idea that, we would like to do this in honor of Michaela Morgan. And we want to try as best we can to make this an annual thing. And in discussion with Bob, with Lindsay, and Becky, and David Trahan at SAM, it was the fund was set up and is set up right now. So we are going to announce our very first sponsor for this lifetime license fund, and that is going to be Tim Winslow, his daughter Lorelei Winslow, and Matagamon Wilderness. And I'm going to give this to Tim so he can explain a little bit about the very first raffle that we are going to hold as a fundraiser for this lifetime license fund in the honor of Michaela Morgan. And with that, Tim, I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, when Lorelei and I found out about this, we were pretty impressed with Maine Deer Hunters, just with it's the first Facebook page that we've seen doing stuff like this. And we kind of wanted to be on board and do something to help, and trying to figure out a way that we could help with this. And Lorelei and I came up with donating an upland bird hunt. And thankfully, I spoke with Matagamon, and they were gracious enough to come on board with us and really, put together something really nice, I think. And so on our end, it will include showing up at Matagamon Friday night or Friday afternoon rather, and Matt Gammon will provide dinner that evening. You'll have dinner with Lorelei and I, and we can discuss, how the hunt's going to go the next day. You'll have a cabin on the river on the east branch of the Penobscot. I'm not sure which cabin it is yet, but we've already got it booked. Um, and then the next day you'll have breakfast at the lodge, and it's all home cooked meals. It's a family run camp. It's just fantastic. And Lorelei she'll vouch for that. We spent a lot of time there. So you'll have breakfast the next morning, and then you'll go with Lorelei and I. She'll probably have two dogs at that point. She's got a 3-year-old that she'll help run, and then I've got two little bit older dogs. We've got all Brittany Spaniels that point and hold the birds really well. And this trip is for youth, which includes having an adult with them. But the hunt itself is just for the youth. But we want the parent or guardian to come along and walk along for the hunt. It's a great time. It's perfect time of year as far as temperature, and it's not like deer hunting. You don't have to be quiet, and it's just Lorelei can vouch for me. It's a lot of fun watching the dogs. So we'll hunt for the day. We'll have a tailgate lunch. I usually carry a cook stove, and we'll cook grouse or moose or something. Hunt till 4 or 5 and call it a day.
Well, Tim, I can't thank you and Lorelei enough, and please, on behalf of the Maine deer hunters, extend our thanks to Matt Gammon. This is just a fantastic opportunity. It's I wish I could go along too, because just to watch, because it sounds like a whole lot of fun, and also it's a great way to honor this young lady whose folks reached out to us and asked us to do something to honor her memory as a hunter.
Yeah, I love dealing with the youth hunters. I've taken a lot of kids, and it kind of touches something for me. Whatever we can do to help.
I know this means a lot to Tanya as well. This is something that is a huge deal for her, and she's very happy that all of us have come together to do this for Michaela, and that it's something that's going to stick around to be there to commemorate her daughter. So
Yeah,
we all
we're
appreciate
going to have
it.
more information up on the Facebook page soon about the hunt and the details, and about some history behind Michaela. It's a really it's a touching story. She said that she was going to go shoot a unicorn, and everyone thought, well, it was just banter and boastfulness, and then she went out and did it. And in the same year, I believe she also shot a moose. So, and she lived for hunting. Unfortunately, she lived not quite long enough. So let's make sure that we honor her. And once the details are up, you will have an opportunity to bid on this hunt. And Daniel, what you can give us the details on the number of chances available and the price and everything, and how to go about doing that.
Yep, we already have the raffle poster already done. Thank you so much, Bob, for putting that together. You did an amazing job with it. And as soon as we get done with this live feed, I am actually going to put that poster up. Now, there are going to be 50 raffle tickets for this hunt for sale at $20 each. You can send your payment to the Sportsman's Alliance of Maine, all the information that you'll need to send your check to Sam. And we will, once we hit 50 entries, we are going to do a drawing. Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but I know for one that when we do hit 50, I'm going to travel down to Sam. I'm in Glenburn. Sam headquarters is down in Augusta. I'm going to travel down so we can do a live feed drawing and announce the winner live via Facebook into Maine Deer Hunters, and we can announce the winner then. And I can tell you, this has been an honor to work on. It's been a pleasure working with all of you on it. I can't thank you enough. I'm not sure why I am unable to get David Trahan on, but I just want to I just want to say that I can't thank the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine enough. When we reached out to them about doing this, Becky was like, "How can we help?" And I told her what we had in mind, and she said, "Let's do it. I think we can get it done." And so they basically created space for this fund within their system that we can do all of it right through them. And Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine has donated over 275 lifetime licenses. And this program is just going to add to that number. Now, one of the things that we wanted to do is um, we wanted to honor Michaela and Michaela's family and the recipients at the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine banquet. Unfortunately, the banquet is going to be held on September 10th, and Michaela's older sister, Tanya's daughter, is getting married on September 10th. So they will unfortunately not be able to. Well, fortunately, their daughter's getting married, so it's a great day, but they won't be able to attend the banquet to hold this ceremony. So we are going to have the recipients come to the banquet, and we will do a presentation there. But we are also going to put together a ceremony on Sam property to have both Michaela's family and the recipients come together in a ceremony on Sam property where we can do this in the proper way, bring these folks together and make it happen. So we can't thank Sam enough. We can't thank Tim Winslow, Lorelei Winslow, Lindsay Noonan, Bob Humphrey for all your help, Madagamon Wilderness. It's just an amazing thing. And I'm very honored that Lorelei would want to come on, and she is actually going to be part of this hunt. She is going to have her dogs out there. And because this is going to be a youth hunt and it's a youth time license program, I can't think of anybody more fitting to have Lorelei be the ambassador of the very first rollout. Lorelei, thank you so much. So why don't you give us a little idea about what you think you're going to do when you go on this hunt?
Well, we're gonna run the dogs like on the GPS and stuff down the road, down these dirt roads, and what you're gonna see is like basically the dogs running like in the woods and stuff, and like they'll go pretty far in, and if they point, we'll go into them, and it'll just be a pretty fun hunt.
Lorelei,
Oh,
I realize you have a pup, but you also have a near grown dog or a grown dog. Whose dogs are better, yours or your dad's?
Mine.
I don't know. I've got
That's
some pretty
great.
good dogs.
Well, I'm sure she learned from a good teacher.
Yep. And, I'm so thankful that, you know, Tim and I have been talking about, doing some different things about, possibly doing some work together at the Sam property. And when I had mentioned this program to him, he's like, "I think we can put something together." And Tim, what you put together is, I just, I don't have the words for it. I really don't. I don't think people understand e- exactly what this can do for us. This potentially will be able to give us the funds to potentially be able to do 3 licenses, depending on how we work it out and how we structure it and who the recipients are. There is a potential that we could do 3 lifetime licenses just off of this one fundraiser. So for you to put this together and to reach out to Madagamon Wilderness to get this done is just amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, I can't say enough for Madagamon. I guide for them, and they're just almost like family, or they are like family. And just I made one phone call to them, and they were just like, whatever you want, we'll take care of it. And I mean, it's just awesome.
Yep.
There was no questions. It was basically, what can we do? They're on board with the youth hunters. They've got I don't know how many grandkids there now, so they understand it. So it was great.
Yep. Well, again, we can't thank you enough.
absolutely. Our thanks go out to you and to them and Lorelei, to Lindsay for brokering this. You've been an inspiration to some of our female members on Maine Deer Hunters. You go out and do it. You don't wait around for somebody to show you how to do it. Although you tried, but you couldn't find it, so you went out and did it yourself. And now you're bringing along a youngster. Tim is teaching his daughter all about bird hunting and raising dogs and hunting in Maine. This is the future, and this is going to be the legacy. So it's very important that we preserve this legacy and pass it on to the next generation. And thank you all so much for being a participant in this process.
Well, thank you, Bob, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Like, literally. Some of us got our start here, so, it's your fault.
And that guy.
And these ones. Feel like the Brady Bunch right now.
And Bob, I'm gonna share that sentiment with you, Lindsay. You had you had a very difficult task. You reached out to Tanya and initiated the conversation. I can just imagine how difficult that might have been for you. And you facilitated this whole thing. So we can't thank you enough for doing that. And again, like Bob said, you've been an inspiration to a lot of people in Maine deer hunters because, like Bob said, you didn't make excuses. You just went out and did it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's hunting is definitely something that's worth it, and it's something that you quickly realize not all of your friends are going to be there every time you want to go out, and if you're ever going to actually make something of yourself, you have to do it. There's no choice. Like, I remember going out one morning and sitting parked in front of a friend's house who lives near like this really great hunting area. And I stared at his light, hoping it would turn on so he could walk me out to my spot because I was scared to death. And I sat there and I thought to myself, if I don't get up and if I don't do this and I don't do it on my own eventually, am I going to rely on somebody else to always be successful? You can't. You got to get out there. You got to do it. And if you don't, you're not going to shoot anything from your couch. So it's been a great experience.
That's well said.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, if does anybody else have anything that they want to add before I close out? I'm going to close out with just thanking our sponsors and thanking Sam again.
I would like everybody to know that Michaela was not only a really avid hunter, a really outgoing, like lively, happy, fun-go-lucky kid, but she was our member. She was a member of Maine Deer Hunters. She's still in our member grouping. She was one of us, and she put her all into this, and I think this is something great for her. So, anyways.
Yep. Tim, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so. Like I said before, just happy to be a part of this, and I think it could be a long-term great thing.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And Laura.
Yes. Thank you
Yep.
both.
Yep. Lorelei, would you like to say anything before we close out?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, well, Tim, Lorelei, thank you so much. Stay right with us for a second. Bob, none of this would be possible if you hadn't started this group. And I'm not sure if you had the idea when you started it that this was the direction that it was going to go, but I'm so glad you started it, and I'm so glad you you know, took a chance on some of us and let us run wild because here we are, and I can't thank you enough for putting this group together, and it's because of you that this is all possible.
Well, shucks, I could go on all night, but I won't. Let's cut it off there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the 45,000 plus members of Maine Deer Hunters. Um, we're only getting bigger and better, so let's keep this thing moving forward.
And with that, everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to put the post up right after we get off of this live feed here. And all the information that you need to enter the raffle is right there. And with that, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you again.
Have a good night.